We're here at St Mary of the Angels in Brownshill in Gloucestershire, where we've been doing works for the last few months, and I'm delighted to be joined by Martin Nee from Messenger Construction, who's been working on the project. So Martin, what have you been doing? You've been here since August?
Yes, so I think end of July, August we started. So where we're currently standing is on the bird cage within the nave. So we've done some low-level doff cleaning from the cornice down, and then on the nave itself, on the ceiling, we've basically pulled in all new first fix cabling, so everything's had brand new M&E, and then we're down to repair all the plaster. So in areas we're going to be doing new lath and plaster repairs, and then once that's all done and we're ready for second fix, we've been doing some trials on the ceiling. So there's an acrylic resin paint that's on there currently. So we're trying to get that paint removed, and then we can put like a new distemper on there, which is probably why it's resulting in the paint flaking on the ceiling behind us. And then once that's done, we can redecorate, and then we can get it second fixed, and then get everything else finished and cleaned.
Brilliant. And so when you say second fix, what does that mean?
So second fix, so we call this first fix is where all the cabling's all pulled through to the right location. And then the second fix is putting all the light fittings on and the accessories, screwing everything back to the wall, and then doing a test on it to make sure everything works.
Brilliant, thank you. So that's what you've been doing inside, but you've been very busy outside as well. So what have you been doing there?
Yes, so on the outside, from the top down, we've got the bow cut. So unfortunately, when we was on the bow cut, we had that tested to see if there's any asbestos there, which we found that the bitumen felt, unfortunately, on the roof structure did contain asbestos. So we've had to completely strip all of the timber shingles from there, which was only down to repair some of them. So we had to go right back down to the timber work, and that's now having new shingles on there, so it's going to be quite nicely when it's done, because it's going to look completely fresh and new. There's a finial on top of that, which we're painting in gold leafing, so that'll be a nice feature for the church. And then we've got the Cotswold stone slates, which is probably in a worse condition than we expected. So we're doing probably about 20 or so replacement of the stone slates there. But I think in the near future there's going to be quite a few more to do.
That need doing, yeah.
The guttering and the downpipes are all being painted, and the windows are all being painted, and then we've been doing quite a lot of raking out and repointing of the lime mortar, which has gone really well. And then low level we've got doors which we're revarnishing and finishing, and there's a new door that's going onto the vestry, and a brand new stainless steel roof that's going onto the vestry lobby as well.
Excellent.
So there's quite a lot going on. And
a lot going on, yeah, because St Mary's is it was built in the 1930s, so it's coming up for its 100th birthday. So yeah, it's going to have a facelift for its 100th birthday. Yeah, it's going to look great. No, that's fantastic. Thank you. So Martin, you were talking about the bell cut and the kind of surprise of the asbestos and the bitumen felt there.
Yeah.
Were there any other surprises?
Yes. So where we're standing now within the nave itself, we was only originally down to prep the ceiling and give it a fresh coat of paint. But then we had the paint analysed, and it come back that it was a soft distemper base layer, and then it had acrylic resin paint on the top layer, which is why we think it's resulted in all this flaking and cracking from the ceiling, where the two layers are sort of delaminating from one another. So now we've kind of realised what's there, and now we can obviously look into putting it right. So we did a couple of trials from a bit of a paint cleaning exercise and a paint removal. The paint removal is a longer process and more costly. But the paint removal will get rid of that acrylic resin paint, and then we can put a traditional distemper back on the ceiling to get it back to where it was. So it started off as a sort of a smaller kind of project, really, what we should be doing on the ceiling, but now it's escalated into a much more bigger one, and obviously additional costs as well.
Yeah, well, more elaborate, but it will really kind of lift the whole interior when it's freshened up.
Yeah.
No, super, thank you.
Yeah, so it's just a quick and on the stone replacements. On this floor here, we've got just a few little indents to do where the railing used to be, and that's been removed. So obviously we're going to use a weatherbed limestone, and this actually is the same stone, it's just got a different variant of shell and colour in it. As you can see, in the actual original floor, it is all the same stone, but you've got more shell in others. So when you order the stone, you won't, if you like that one, you won't necessarily get it all in that. You have to make a compromise nowadays, and you'll get a variant of harsher to clean. But it will actually, looking at this, matching quite well with this floor. Yeah, so on the actual limestone on the walls, it's more than likely maybe a Monk's Park, which was a really tight grained limestone, which you can't really get at all anymore. So the closest one we use now is a Stoke ground base bed, which is obviously from Bath, and that's sort of become the actual replacement for Monk's Park, but it has got slightly more texture and grain in it, and it's not as tightly bedded, but it's still used now as the go-to for highly moulded limestones. And as you can see in this one here, looks like they've replaced this at some point using a Stoke ground anyway, so it works out quite well.